What if I told you that one of the poorest and most war-torn countries in the world is actually sitting on underground wealth worth more than $1 trillion? A land we usually see in headlines for explosions, refugees, and conflict is quietly hiding some of the most valuable minerals on Earth. Lithium for electric cars, copper for global infrastructure, gold, iron, and rare earth elements that power smartphones, satellites, and modern weapons, all buried beneath Afghanistan's mountains. If this wealth is real, then a disturbing question arises. Why has Afghanistan remained poor while the world grows rich from the same resources? Is it just bad luck, or is there something much bigger happening behind the scenes? Because history shows us a pattern. Whenever a land holds immense natural wealth, powerful nations suddenly become very interested. And Afghanistan, for decades, has been at the center of that interest. Afghanistan is often described as a failed state or a battlefield, but rarely as a resource giant. In 2010, internal reports and geological surveys shocked the world by revealing that Afghanistan could be one of the most resource-rich countries of the future. Some experts even called it the Saudi Arabia of lithium. At the same time, the global economy is rapidly shifting. Oil is no longer the only king. The future now depends on batteries, renewable energy, electric vehicles, and advanced technology, and all of these depend on minerals found in Afghan soil. This raises a critical question. Are global powers really in Afghanistan for peace, security, or ideology, or is the real battle being fought underground? In this video, we will uncover what minerals Afghanistan actually has, why the world desperately needs them, which countries are competing for influence, and most importantly, why the Afghan people have never benefited from this hidden treasure. By the end, you may begin to see Afghanistan not just as a war zone, but as one of the most important countries in the global power struggle of the 21st century. Afghanistan's mountains do not just shape its landscape, they hide a fortune beneath them. For decades, this land was studied not by investors, but by soldiers, not by engineers, but by intelligence agencies. Yet geological surveys tell a different story. Beneath Afghanistan's soil lie vast reserves of copper, iron ore, gold, cobalt, and most importantly, lithium, a mineral now considered more valuable than oil in the modern world. International estimates suggest that these untapped resources could be worth anywhere between $1 and $3 trillion. Provinces like Ghazni, Helmand, and Logar are believed to contain lithium deposits large enough to supply global demand for decades. The Anak copper mine alone is considered one of the largest unexploited copper deposits on Earth. Despite this immense potential, Afghanistan lacks the infrastructure, stability, and investment needed to extract these resources safely and efficiently. Roads are broken, electricity is scarce, and skilled mining expertise is limited. As a result, this wealth remains buried untouched while the country struggles with poverty. The tragedy is not that Afghanistan lacks resources, but that it has too many of them, hidden in a land unable to protect or benefit from them. History shows us that nations rich in natural wealth often attract external attention, and Afghanistan is no exception. Its mineral riches quietly transformed it from a forgotten nation into a strategic prize in the modern global economy. The world today is undergoing a silent revolution. Technology, clean energy, and electric transportation are rapidly replacing the fossil fuel era. Lithium powers electric vehicle batteries, copper builds renewable energy grids, and rare earth elements are essential for smartphones, missiles, and satellites. Global demand for these materials is exploding, while supplies remain limited and tightly controlled. China currently dominates the rare earth market, giving it enormous leverage over global manufacturing and defense industries. Western nations, alarmed by this dependency, are desperately searching for alternative sources. This is where Afghanistan enters the picture. Its mineral potential offers a rare opportunity to diversify supply chains and reduce strategic vulnerabilities. In the 21st century, wars are no longer fought only for land or ideology, but for access to resources that define technological dominance. The control of minerals means control over innovation, military power, and economic growth. Afghanistan's underground wealth places it at the heart of this new competition. It is no longer just a country recovering from war. It is a potential key player in the future global order. But this also makes it vulnerable. When the world needs what lies beneath your soil, your land becomes a battlefield long before the first mine is ever opened. Afghanistan's strategic importance is not limited to its minerals alone. Its location at the crossroads of Central and South Asia makes it a gateway between major powers. It borders China, Iran, Pakistan, and sits close to Russia and India, a geographic reality that has shaped centuries of foreign involvement. For the United States, Afghanistan represented both a security concern and a strategic foothold in the region. For China, it represents economic opportunity and access to critical resources through long-term mining investments and infrastructure projects. Russia views Afghanistan through the lens of regional stability and influence in Central Asia, while neighboring countries see it as a buffer zone or a threat, depending on who controls it. Minerals add a powerful economic incentive to this geopolitical struggle. Control over extraction rights, transportation routes, and trade agreements could shift regional power balances. Afghanistan becomes more than a nation. It becomes leverage. This is why global powers engage through diplomacy, sanctions, aid, and influence rather than direct invasion. The real competition happens in contracts, backroom negotiations, and long-term strategic planning. While the world claims to seek stability for Afghanistan, stability itself becomes valuable only when it serves external interests. Despite sitting on immense wealth, the Afghan people remain among the poorest in the world. Decades of war destroyed institutions, weakened governance, and prevented long-term planning. Mining requires stability, environmental regulation, skilled labor, and massive investment, none of which can thrive in constant conflict. Sanctions and international isolation further restrict development, making legal mineral extraction nearly impossible. As a result, illegal and unsafe mining continues in some regions, benefiting local power brokers while damaging the environment and exploiting workers. Water sources are polluted, land is destroyed, and communities see little benefit. This raises a painful question. Who truly owns Afghanistan's resources? History offers two possible futures. One path leads to peace, responsible development, and shared prosperity. The other leads to continued exploitation, conflict, and suffering. Afghanistan stands at this crossroads today. Its greatest curse may not be war or poverty, but the hidden wealth beneath its soil, a wealth powerful enough to attract the world, yet dangerous enough to keep peace forever out of reach. The fate of Afghanistan will ultimately depend on whether its resources become a foundation for sovereignty or a magnet for endless external control. Afghanistan's story is often told through the sound of gunfire and the images of destruction, but beneath that noise lies a quieter truth, a nation whose soil may shape the future of the world. Its minerals have the power to build batteries, fuel clean energy, and drive the technologies of tomorrow. Yet they have also drawn decades of foreign interest, competition, and interference. History reminds us that countries blessed with great resources often pay a heavy price for them. For Afghanistan, the real struggle has never been about what lies above the ground, but about who controls what lies beneath it. The future of this country now stands at a critical moment. If peace, transparency, and responsible development can take root, Afghanistan's underground wealth could finally serve its people, lifting millions out of poverty and giving the nation true economic independence. But if power games continue and resources remain tools of influence, the cycle of conflict may never truly end. So the question remains, will Afghanistan become a symbol of opportunity in the new global economy, or a warning of how wealth can become a curse? The answer will not only define Afghanistan's destiny, but also reveal how the world treats nations rich in resources but poor in power.